A love the fans believed in. Once upon a time in the glowing world of Thai entertainment, there were two names that always appeared together, Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn. Wherever one went, the other was never far behind. Red carpets, interviews, fan meetings, casual selfies, secret smiles caught by cameras, they looked like two souls walking the same road. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider stories, trending moments, and viral breakdowns. Fans didn't need confirmation. They felt it. The chemistry between Boat and Oat wasn't something that could be rehearsed. It was natural, quiet, warm. When Boat laughed, Oat's eyes followed him. When Oat spoke, Boat listened like nothing else in the world mattered. That's why what happened next felt like heartbreak. Slowly, too slowly at first to be obvious, fans noticed something was wrong. They stopped appearing together. No joint photos. No teasing comments. No inside jokes. Just silence. And in that silence, rumors began to grow. At first, fans told themselves it was just work, schedules, filming, busy lives. But days became weeks, and weeks became months. Boat and Oat were suddenly moving like strangers in the same industry. They still smiled. They still worked, but never together. And fans could feel it, something had broken. People began asking, why are Boat and Oat no longer seen together? Did something happen behind closed doors? Did someone come between them? No one had answers. Only whispers. Then a rumor started spreading quietly through fan communities. A third person. Someone new. Someone close. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. No name was ever confirmed. No face was shown. But insiders whispered that this mysterious person may have grown too close to one of them, emotionally, privately, in ways that blurred boundaries. And in K-drama fashion, what breaks a beautiful bond isn't always betrayal. Sometimes, it's misunderstanding. Boat Yongyut was always the more open one. He smiled easily. He loved deeply. He believed in connections that felt real. But after the distance began, fans noticed a change. His posts became colder. His eyes looked tired. His smiles didn't reach his heart. Sometimes he would post vague messages late at night. Some people walk away, without saying goodbye. Fans knew who he meant. Oat. Boat never said his name, but every word pointed to him. Oat Pasakorn, on the other hand, became quieter, more distant, more private. He avoided interviews that mentioned Boat. He dodged questions. He changed the subject. And when fans tried to read between the lines, all they saw was pain hiding behind professionalism. Oat wasn't angry. He was hurting. The most painful thing for fans wasn't that Boat and Oat weren't together anymore. It was that they still looked like two people who cared. At events where they happened to be in the same place, fans saw it. The way Boat glanced at Oat. The way Oat avoided Boat's eyes. That wasn't indifference. That was unfinished love. Rumors say someone entered the picture, someone who offered comfort, understanding, or attention when one of them felt lonely. Not necessarily romantic, but close enough to cause jealousy, close enough to plant doubt. And in relationships built on trust, doubt is the sharpest knife. Insiders say there was an argument. Not loud, not dramatic. Just two people hurting each other with things left unsaid. Boat felt replaced. Oat felt misunderstood. And neither of them knew how to fix it. So they did what broken people do best. They stepped away. Fans ask, if it's over, why does it still hurt? Because when two people share something real, it never truly disappears. Boat still watches Oat's interviews. Oat still knows Boat's schedule. They pretend they don't see each other. But they do. Every time. Despite everything, fans still believe. Because in K-drama stories, love doesn't end with silence. It waits. Somewhere between regret and courage. Somewhere between fear and longing. And maybe one day, Boat will text Oat. Oat will answer. And the distance will finally break. Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn may not be standing side by side today. But the connection they shared still lives in the hearts of their fans. And sometimes, that's where love waits for its second chance. Broken heart sparkles. The world kept moving, but for Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn, time felt frozen. They were both working, smiling for cameras, attending events, yet something between them had stopped breathing. Fans could feel it. Not in headlines, not in interviews, but in the quiet spaces where their laughter used to live. People say there was a night when everything fell apart. No one knows exactly what was said, but insiders whisper that Boat and Oat finally confronted each other about the distance growing between them. Boat had been waiting for honesty, waiting for reassurance. And Oat was afraid to admit how lonely he had felt. Afraid to admit someone else had been there when Boat wasn't. Not as a lover, not as a replacement, but close enough to make Boat feel betrayed. Sometimes that hurts even more. Boat's voice, they say, was quiet, but heavy. Why didn't you tell me? Oat had no answer that could make the pain disappear. Because how do you explain needing someone else when the person you love feels far away? Rumors about a third person grew louder after that. Fans tried to connect dots. Who was always around Oat lately? Who was suddenly liking his posts? Who had appeared in the background of his stories? No proof. Only suspicion. And in love, suspicion is enough to poison even the strongest bond. After that night, Boat changed. He stopped calling, stopped checking in, stopped waiting. But his heart didn't get the memo. Late at night, when the world was quiet, Boat would scroll through old photos, him and Oat laughing, touching, existing like nothing could ever pull them apart. And every time, it felt like losing him all over again. Oat tried to act strong. But when he was alone, he couldn't escape the truth. He didn't want to lose Boat. He just didn't know how to keep him. Sometimes love doesn't end because it's gone. It ends because both people are scared. Fans ask, if they still care, why don't they talk? Because talking means reopening wounds. Because seeing each other means remembering what they were. And that hurts more than pretending nothing ever happened. Even now, something remains. Boat still hesitates when Oat's name comes up. Oat still looks away when Boat walks into the room. That's not hatred. That's love that never got closure. Maybe they will never be the same. Maybe they will never go back. But one thing is certain. What Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn shared was real. And real love never disappears quietly. It waits. In silence. In memories. In the space between two hearts that once beat together. Broken Heart Sparkles. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider stories, trending moments, and viral breakdowns. Time passed. Not in days. Not in weeks. But in quiet moments where Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn learned how to live without each other. They didn't stop loving. They just stopped being close. It happened at a public event. Fans screamed. Cameras flashed. And for the first time in a long while, Boat and Oat were in the same place. Boat felt it immediately. That familiar pull in his chest. Oat froze. For a second, the world disappeared. It was just them again. Standing 10 feet apart with 1,000 unspoken words between them. They didn't speak, but they looked. And in that look was everything they had lost. Boat wanted to ask, did I ever really lose you? Oat wanted to say, I never stopped choosing you. But pride stood between them. Fear stood between them. And the memory of what broke them stood even taller. The rumor that someone came between them never fully went away. But what fans didn't know was this. That person wasn't the reason they broke. They were only the mirror. A mirror that showed how far Boat and Oat had already drifted. Love doesn't collapse because someone enters. It collapses when communication leaves. Boat once wrote a message to Oat. He never pressed send. It said, I didn't need perfection. I just needed you to tell me the truth, even if it hurt. That unsent message became the symbol of their entire story. Oat never asked for forgiveness. But every time he saw Boat, his eyes did. And sometimes, love is not about getting another chance. It's about regretting the one you didn't protect. Even now, when they don't stand together, their energy still connects. Because some bonds don't need presence. They only need memory. Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn were not just another rumored pairing. They were a story of timing, fear, and love that didn't get the ending it deserved. Maybe one day, they will sit across from each other, not as stars, not as rumors, but as two people who once loved deeply. And maybe, just maybe, they will finally say what they never could. They just wait, in the silence between heartbeats. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider stories, trending moments, and viral breakdowns.